Today I want to talk about being highly sensitive in the current day and age and how you can make sure that you reconnect with the inner calm and the inner peace that are actually a part of your nature, something that's inborn that can never be taken away, and yet very often it is snowed under all the impressions, all the busyness of everyday life, and for sure the emotions, especially difficult emotions, which can arise and take us into almost like a film, almost like as if we're for a time completely not ourselves, that we are struggling with patterns that are not something that resonates in the present, and yet it feels like as if almost we've been taken over. And I guess that's what David Bingham would say is jumping on an invitation and getting lost in it. But life has its own way of rescuing you from there. So time and again you have the availability of that quiet space inside. That's your true nature that cannot be shaken. And it's good to acknowledge that sometimes it doesn't feel like it. If you're in the middle of one of these roller coasters, it doesn't feel like it. So this is just to remind you that this underlying stillness and quietness and the very natural feeling of connection with fellow human beings, but also with nature, with everything around you, is there. It's just that you have accepted an invitation and are in the middle of these throes of emotion or maybe even mental turmoil. And just know that that has its own ebb and flow. And at some point, you will resurface. And that quietness will be available again. And as part of honoring your sensitive nature, it is good to see how much you listen to that, how much you make time for rest. Is there any time to go inside, or are you constantly bombarded and have your attention to the outside? I'm not saying that necessarily you need to withdraw and live life as a hermit. That's not what I'm implying. I'm just suggesting that from time to time you take time to reconnect and to establish balance. And if there's a tendency in you, in the psychological part of you, to immediately feel guilty or that you haven't done it properly, or notice that and let that go. That's just the mind. And that is not the part that I am talking to. I hope you're well. I would love to hear what are the things you're coming up against, because I want to speak about subjects that you're confronting in your life. And I get from time to time feedback, and generally people are grateful for what I've shared. But it would really help me to know what specific issues are coming up so that I can address them as best as I can. So feel free to drop a comment to let me know. Thank you for watching.